The sun still came up today, but there's still a lot to talk about with the CHGO Bears loss. Lance Briggs is here. Mark Carman is here. We're going to have a great show. CHGO Bears starts right now.
The CHGO Bears Podcast, presented by Bet365. Welcome in on I'm going to call it a regroup Monday. Download the Bet365 app. Use code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Yeah, we're in the Hoge analyst Tuesday morning, Monday morning, alongside.
Yeah, but we got the real guy here,
55.
Lance Briggs. Yeah,
alongside the Hall of Famer to be, damn it, the man who was been ahead of the curve for a long time over there, Lance Briggs. Bears, I think, guys, the Bears lost.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was a game they should have won, and we are left to pick up the pieces and move on to Detroit today. I had a dream last night that I was on a cruise.
Okay.
And I was lost, and I didn't know what ports we were going to. And then I woke up and like the Bears were 0-1, and I felt like it was somehow
You ended up on the poop cruise.
Yeah.
That was on yeah. I know which one.
I felt like there was some overall connection to what happened last night at
Carmen actually was on the poop cruise on Saturday, but that's a different story.
We're gonna tell that story when the time is right.
Now's not the right time.
Yeah, don't tie in yesterday's show with that comment because you might get somewhere interesting. All right, hey team, we're gonna play the blame game here today.
Can I ask Lance one question?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
55. What is happening on a day like this after a game like that? Like if you're player, now it's a little bit of a weird situation because I know they're like technically off today,
Right.
Because it's a short week.
I get it.
But like, what's going through the players' minds and how they fix this very, very quickly?
Well, typically you get from the defensive standpoint, we'll get together, we'll go through the tape, and for the better coaches that I've played for, they'll show us how close we were to having a good game. You know, they'll start to count out the plays. We'll say these negative plays. Okay, fellas, we played, 60 snaps. There were 7 negative plays. Those 7 negative plays led to the 27 points. Mm-hmm. We reduced those plays even by half. We win this game, But and they show you how close we were to even making those plays, or how idiotic it was. We jumped off sides and we gave them that first down, and they were able to kick a field goal. So it's all about corrections and understanding that we were really close. If we just be a little more disciplined, we can turn these L's into W's.
So right, that makes sense. Like, hey, let's put it on tape. Let's see it, and let's build some confidence back.
Does breaking it down into like a more individual or positional group room and setting, like, hey, you guys just focus on what you guys could have done, does that help?
We do it as a group.
Okay.
We do it as a group because you got to be accountable, and obviously I had Bob Babbage, and Bob Babbage was the king of overemphasizing everything and exaggerating everything. So when our linebackers had a negative play, he'd go overboard. It was a selfish play by Briggs. Oh, and he was just thinking about himself on this play. And, I'm just rolling my eyes like, okay, all right, okay. But everybody knows when that negative play is coming on, and we handle it and we move forward. There were plays where I thought I screwed up on the play, and I hear from a DB coach or a D-line coach that said it was his fault on that play. Mm. And, I couldn't sleep at night, and now I'm like, whew. I thought this whole night, this whole 24 hours that I screwed it up. I feel a little bit better because it wasn't me. But, obviously now we know how we can fix it.
Got it.
All right. Hoge, you've done Hogan Johns today.
Mm-hmm.
You Probably didn't sleep at all. I passed you on the expressway going home last night, by the way. I don't know if you noticed.
I thought you might have. I saw that tracks go by me like at the last second.
I flew by you at the very end.
Tracks.
Yeah.
You.
That's a great car, man. That's a great car.
I love, Ray Scarpelli. Ray Scarpelli, the tracks was it got me home last night. I was like half asleep in that car. Somehow the tracks was like, I got you.
There was 900 different road construction things happening.
It was horrible. It was a bit, yeah. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I was like giving them the evil eye. I'm like,
3 in the morning.
I'm like, Carm, don't be a jerk. These guys are working at 1 in the morning. You'd be nice. But it was such a, by the way, great show last night, Brick by Brick. I was listening to you guys the whole way home. It was really enjoyable. So thank you for making.
No problem.
It was the tracks and Brick by Brick. But all right, let's dive into what we got to look at here. Is when we look at what went wrong. Number one thing, Hoge, that you're putting the blame on as we digest the 0-1 start.
Yeah, as we take the temp presented by Four Seasons Heating Cooling.
Oh, that too.
.com, right?
That's how that works. Yes, of course. Your local trusted experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. We love our friends at Four Seasons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com.
Well, as I'm sure that they would say in those meeting rooms, right? Too, like it's not one person to blame. There's a lot of different people. So we'll go through a lot of this, but I think if we're being fair, we do need to talk about this quarterback.
Okay.
And I guess we got to figure out kind of what's correctable, what's not. I have at least 4 issues I'm concerned about.
Okay.
55.
Let's get into it.
Start with, it looked good that first drive when things are scripted.
Yeah.
You kind of know all week what you're running. You go through the walkthrough.
Check down Charlie.
But you know what? I'll take that. Like
I know.
he looked good in the pocket. There was a pocket. He looked comfortable. He found his checkdowns. And then I don't exactly know what Brian Flores is doing. You can probably speak better than me, but it seemed like maybe they went to a little bit more man and take away those checkdowns. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, now he's going to scramble, adjust that way. That's always a good thing to do when you got man defense.
Very natural for him to do that. He's very comfortable doing it.
Yeah, and then there was probably another adjustment where then they're trying to contain you more at the same time. Point is, once they got farther and farther away from that opening script, things just seemed to be a little bit harder. Harder throughout the game. The most glaring issue, and to me most concerning, actually, was the accuracy issues throughout the game. And it was different kinds of accuracy. It was. This ball was just overthrown. Yeah. A lot of overthrows. But then this one, 5 yards, foul ball out of bounds. Like, can't have that. So
even the throw to Cole Kmet that Cole Kmet caught was a one-handed, just absolute leap.
Great catch.
To go get it right.
I want to believe the pre-snap issues will get corrected.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you should be able, even if you end up having to dial down those cadences again, which is not what you want to do, like a few weeks, I feel like that should get corrected.
I've never seen that before. Like I've never experienced the mishap between the quarterback and the offensive line with the snap. And whenever you have that mishap, it's like, okay, well, let's rep this out real quick. Let's rep it out real quick so that we understand how your cadence goes and what to expect from it.
But to your point, we saw it every day in camp. So, Carm, you were like every day. And the head coach, to his credit, never shied away from it. He was never like, oh, we'll get this corrected.
He said it again last night. It was a lot of stuff we got to clean up, but this, but we've been talking about this since training camp. It wasn't. Lance, how's this possible? Seriously, I don't understand that. If you look at if you're the head coach, and I'm not putting this on Ben at all, and you're seeing this every single day, what do you do? How do you? You're trying to run an offensive system, and you can't. The biggest outside of the accuracy, you've got pre-snap issues. Like if this was a high school team, what would you do?
First off, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make adjustment based off of what's most comfortable for my quarterback. But if my offensive linemen keep jumping off, then I want to change it to what's most comfortable for my offensive line. What is the cadence that you guys are most comfortable with? Ready, set, go. Set, go. But we're going to uniform it for every quarterback so that our offensive line does not jump off sides again.
But so if you do that, that's just if you're playing Lance Briggs,
Yeah,
you're gonna kill
You're
him.
Have problems.
Yeah, you're gonna eat him alive.
Well, but again, if we're all like defensively, let's say Urlacher gives the wrong call, but everybody plays the wrong call. If we're all wrong, we're all right. You know what I mean? So if everybody is uniformly, like we all know what the call is, at least it gives us a fighting chance.
Right, you might be in the wrong defense.
Yeah.
But you're all playing.
We're all playing the same thing.
play. Still.
Right.
Yeah.
So the same goes for the snap. You know, we have a fighting chance if everybody knows the snap, even if the defensive guys know it too, but the offensive guys know it too. We're all going to fire off, and it's mano-a-mano.
Which is my understanding of what happened last season, which was they had to finally just get to a spot where they're like, hey, look, we understand what the consequences of this are going to be. It's going to be easier for the opposing defense to tee off.
Yeah.
But at least we're not going to have these negative plays and these pre-snap issues because we
That's
and I don't
drive killer.
I wish I could get inside Ben Johnson's brain on that right now.
Right.
Because he knows what he wants and what he needs and how this has worked in the past and how much it helped Detroit.
He also knows how much it's going to limit the offense by having to scale back on it too. Like we've had defenses where, they called it cover 2, but we had maybe 4 blitzes that we ran 42 different ways. And then we had certain safeties that came in, and our coach said, listen, we can't do some of this stuff because they're not ready. We have to flip, like we can't rock and roll safeties. We have to flip them because he doesn't know how to play this side, and he only knows how to play strong, he only knows how to play weak. And so when I look at the snap and in Ben Johnson's mind, he's probably missing sleep. He's probably frustrated because he's like, we have to simplify this so that it works, but it takes a lot away from our production.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, here's the weird curveball. They're going into Detroit.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud as hell. These cadences aren't going to matter this week. They're going to be on the silent count.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, it might help.
It might help. It'll help. It'll help.
Well, let's get back to the quarterback in a second, but just in this first segment, I want to touch on the head coach. Do we look at it like Ben had a bad night last night? Would you?
I don't know, guys. I saw a bunch of open players.
It was a bad night. It was a bad night. I don't think that his calls were bad. Like there were players. I get the open players that were there. He can't. Coaches coach, players play. So he can't play for the players. But the result, because of the result, shit runs downhill. So it falls on the coach. It falls on the quarterback.
Right. I just look at it like, if I'm Ben and I'm going to sleep last night, am I rethinking? So let's see. I had a 4th and 3. I dialed up a perfect play. DJ Moore's wide open. We missed it. Should I have just kicked the field goal there? Do I need to realize that I'm not in Detroit right now? I'm in an evolving quarterback situation. Things are moving very fast.
120 yards of penalties.
Right. So how much could I have made things easier on my guys and just taken points when I could have taken points? Is he rethinking? I mean, at that point, like, I think there's almost too much being put on the Cairo kick out of the back of the end zone. Like, the game, your percentage chance to win the game at that point is low, no matter what you do at that point. You're in a tough spot. But like, does he look back at where I could have been aggressive and where I wasn't aggressive and think? I mean, he said afterwards that it's on me. I do wonder. Like, I guess it doesn't matter what he thinks, but we have to talk about what we think. Do you put 10% of the blame on him? Do you put 50% of the blame? Where do you land with Ben?
Like I said off the top, I think there can be blame sprinkled
doubt.
around, but I don't know.
It's all under his umbrella.
I haven't gotten through all the film this morning, but I watched all of Caleb's throws, and I feel like if we're just going to talk about, I mean, this is the thing about when you have an offensive coordinator who's also the head coach. Mm-hmm. There's kind of 2 different jobs going on, right?
Yep.
I thought Ben, the OC, the more I watched the film, did more than a good enough job.
It's good play calling.
The guys were open. Now, I'm more interested in the stuff we'll never hear about, like how many times does the quarterback have 2 plays at the line of scrimmage, and did he call the right one? Did he make the right check? Is that why the running game wasn't good enough? I don't know.
There was a corner wide open, and this is the thing about me keep calling check down Charlie. Yeah, we're okay with you checking the ball down, but damn, your first read has to be that corner route that's wide open, So I'm actively saying, you know what, I'm going to the check down because this is the safest play, and this is what my coach said that I'm okay with doing. You can do this all game long. Take the corner. Right. It was wide open, and a pre-snap read, you can see that the corner has a chance in the pre-snap read.
Yeah, you called that out in the game while we were watching it. Like you could see a pre-snap that it was going to be open based on the coverage.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, so Ben, I think Kevin O'Connell probably made some better adjustments in the game, especially when you start talking about, getting Aaron Jones matched up against Noah Sewell on that one touchdown. Like, that's just a great recognition of the matchups you can create mid-game, making adjustments. So I'd probably say KOC made better adjustments to his players than Ben Johnson did. But at the end of the day, I think the quarterback had enough keys and answers to the puzzles last night that the execution, if it had been at a higher level, they don't blow that lead. They win that game. And that's before even going into the defensive stuff. Now, some of the head coach stuff, if we want to get into, do you challenge that fumble? I was okay with it. You go for it on fourth down. Do you just kick the ball out of bounds at the end of the game instead of trying to trust a kicker who doesn't have the strongest leg in the league? There's a lot of questions there that are different from the offensive coordinator part of it.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Hey, let's talk about the run game a little bit more coming on back here. I want to dive into the defense, too, so we got a ton to do here. Also, the professor grades are coming up in about 10 minutes, too.
Indeed.
Can't wait.
We got graphics and everything. We're ready to rock, but first...
Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. You can bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game. Circa Sports has it all. Fun and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Like last night's game. 16 more games. Really, all the games. I watched a lot of games on Sunday. You can watch all the games. You can do it all with Circa. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And look, we got to get tough. We got to get real. We got to live the dream. Can't be. That's right.
Look at this thing.
We need to be.
We need to
be like 85.
Tough 85 Bears.
We do.
Right here. Like this can of RC Cola.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about RC. You know this. We're not giving any trophies to the Bears for leading early yesterday. We're not doing that. Neither would RC. Soda used to have some kick. Now, a lot of pretty colors out there. All the fancy stuff. No. We're going old school. It's the original cola right here. RC doesn't fold under pressure, which... Let's be honest, we kind of folded under pressure last night. RC is an OG cola in a world of fourth quarter meltdowns. No trends, no gimmicks, no glow up. I shouldn't be having fun with this, but hey, we got to move forward. RC hasn't changed its stripe since 1905 because it didn't need to. The same bold, crisp flavor. It's always been RC Cola. Tastes like a punch in the thirst. I drank 2 of them yesterday.
Like the peanut punch that should have been a fumble last night.
That's exactly right. That was a solid review. Good job. Hey, do yourself a favor. Grab yourself some RC at a local store. Stock up for all your end-of-summer parties, back to school, all of it, celebrations, just watching the game. RC is the move for whatever you're doing. All right. I had some – maybe we'll have a couple RCs after the show today. Maybe we can throw something extra in there. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, just,
Sounds good.
Hey, let's have a day. We're digesting. All right, so the run game last night was interesting on a lot of levels. One, Kyle Monungai didn't get a carry. DJ Moore got more carries in a game than he's ever had in his NFL career. That was interesting. DeAndre Swift showed a bunch of toughness, but never really broke free. And Ben talked afterwards about he didn't call more runs because he didn't feel the rhythm in the run game. So, Lance, when you hear a head coach say rhythm in the run game, what does that mean to you? Because
that he didn't trust it. He abandoned it. He had a better idea. And unfortunate for the run game, that's not the way it works. It's not something that always works on a rhythm. A lot of times it doesn't work on a rhythm, and you keep chipping away at it until you wear a defense down and you can find a chink in that chain. You know, you can start to gash them later on. You run the ball in the first quarter so that you can have success in the fourth.
Okay, and I'm not trying to make this into every issue of like all points back.
Is that what the Vikings did last night, by the way?
They chipped away because it wasn't successful
All of a sudden,
in the first. All of a sudden in the fourth.
That's a good call because the Bears defense got tired. They stuck with it, and you felt like in the fourth quarter they weren't going to be able to. There was no way you were going to stop it if they kept it on the ground. I'm wondering this, like when he's talking about rhythm, does it feel at all when you look at the amount of pre-snap penalties the Bears had last night? Does it make sense at all that perhaps they were not orchestrating the run game correctly? That when he's really talking about rhythm, he's actually saying that it wasn't being executed properly? Or is that too big of a leap?
Well, for me, when you talk about there wasn't a rhythm there, I'm more thinking, are we playing from behind or are we playing with a lead? We were playing from a lead most of the game. We're playing for a lead. There's no reason for you to say, oh, there wasn't a rhythm in the run game. We're keeping the clock moving, right? Let's control the clock. Let's keep the clock moving and play the field position game.
Yeah, when I hear him say that, it's kind of what you said. Like, you're just not trusting it because you're not feeling good about your ability to even get like more than 2 yards on a particular run, and so then you're not staying on schedule. And for these play callers, that's what it's all about. Like, they have it all mapped out on their call sheet exactly. Okay, we get the yardage we need on first down, and we're gonna go to this chunk on second down, then we're gonna get to this chunk on third down, and everything is gonna go gravy. And it rarely ever does in the NFL.
No, rarely.
So, we're still getting to know this run game. We don't know what the rules are. I brought this up in the first segment. Is Caleb reading the box and going to play 2 if what they're teaching him to read in the box is there, or based on the coverage, whatever the rules are? We don't know what those are at this point. We can try to figure them out. So how many times – a lot of times the head coach will kind of cover that up a little bit if there might have been more runs called is my point. There might have actually been more runs called in the game. Maybe I was too hard on Ben last night for not giving Kyle Monangai the ball, a single carry. Well, maybe there were a couple when Kyle Monangai was in there that it was supposed to go to him, but it got checked to a pass.
Checked somewhere else.
Those are the things we don't know.
That seems entirely possible. Just for the record, if people forgetting the numbers here, Caleb last night was 21 to 35 throwing the football. The Bears ran it 26 times. So 35 passes, 26 runs. 6 of those runs, though, were Caleb carries where they're not designed. So, it's really like they're throwing it 40 times and running it 20 times. 20. So 2 out of every 3 plays, they're throwing the football. Do you like that ratio?
I think that's going to – I'm going to take Ben Johnson and his word on that, though, that is going to vary from game to game.
Correct. Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
He said that multiple times. Like, it's going to – each matchup's its own entity.
Yeah.
Well, how about just in relation then to last night? You think that was – do we want to pick that apart?
I would have liked for them to commit more to the run with the lead.
Okay.
I would have liked that. I do like I don't know how people feel about I like watching DJ be a running back. I think he's a running back playing wide receiver anyway. And I think that's just the tip of the iceberg of how they're going to try to use him and their receivers in unique ways. So now it's something that defenses have to prepare for. He's going to be in the backfield. He may motion out. How are we going to adjust to that? Who's going to cover him? Who's not? It opens a lot of doors to things they can do.
And I'll give you a very specific series, too, where I would have liked to see what he's talking about. You're coming out at halftime with the lead. A big missed opportunity in this game was, and I get used to this because I bring it up every year, the middle 8 of the game, the middle 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Before halftime, coming out of half. The Bears had a chance to double dip. They were going in, they get the field goal, and they're getting the ball coming out of halftime. Mm-hmm. And what do? Rare moment in the first half where the defense slipped up for a second. They give up the big completion, and all of a sudden the Vikings make a field goal. And that was deflating because it basically just canceled out the 3 points that you just got where you could have double dipped. Okay, fine. You reset at halftime, but that just makes that first drive of the second half even more important. Mm-hmm. And they have a plan coming out of halftime. Hey, Caleb, this is what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. We have to score on this drive. We got to get some points out of it. And they threw the ball 3 straight times and punted. That's where I would have loved to see some type of movement in the run game, some type of commitment in the run game, because you still had the lead. Yeah. So, again, I don't know what was called, what was checked to and all that. It's even murkier in today's NFL than it was, probably even when you were playing. Mm-hmm. But, that was a very disappointing moment for me. Now, fortunately, Nashawn Wright bailed him out with the pick 6 after that because you could feel the momentum going back towards the Vikings. Mm-hmm. But that's also why I never felt comfortable in this game because of how halftime and coming out of halftime was handled offensively. I didn't have a lot of trust in the offense at that point.
Interesting, because I think most Bears fans, myself, at least after the pick 6, I'm like, this thing's in the bag.
It's in the bag.
It just felt like it felt like it was the Bears' night. Soldier Field's going crazy. Caleb's at least off to a really good start, and you feel like it's not going to completely implode until 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter when you finally scored again. J.J. McCarthy looked terrible. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the fourth quarter happens, and the guy, gets, as we said last night, that dude improved more in that game than most Bears quarterbacks improve in their entire career. In one game.
Can I, not to change the subject though, but it has to do with that. Are we overreacting a little bit on J.J. McCarthy this morning? Because I see this guy getting praised everywhere.
We are.
And I know that was an amazing fourth quarter, and he did exactly what I've told you this guy is. I will say this, he is a gamer. He reminds me a little Baker Mayfield, and that Baker Mayfield's going to make some mistakes, and he's not always going to be perfect early in the game. But, man, when it's fourth quarter time, he knows how to win, and he's got that winning track record. But at the same time, J.J. McCarthy looked awful for 3 quarters.
He looked awful. He looked bad. He looked like a rookie for 3 quarters.
Well, but then you're hearing this or seeing the quotes coming out from Kevin O'Connell after the game. He's telling them all game, "You're going to win it for us. I like to look at. We're going to get this done." And this is what to your point. This is what J.J. is. And then he's got this, Yoda head coach, and they're win it for us. And he goes on.
What just happened?
I mean, there's this. I had to bust in a little Star
Wars. You
Wars.
call Kevin O'Connell Yoda?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I don't get. You will win it for us, and he did. I hate. It's nauseating. I know that we've talked about this many times. The Bears were very pro J.J. McCarthy in that draft.
You got to work on your language there. It's got to be win you will. Do the Yoda win you will.
Win you will.
There you go.
Win you will. When you did. Bear you lose.
Bear you lose.
This sucks Tuesday.
I can't believe it's already Tuesday. We got to turn the page to the Lions tomorrow.
Quickly.
All right. So, look, going forward with the run game, are you with Lance that you want to see DJ get carries? He had 3 of them last night for 8 yards. Now none of that. Let's not overlook at the numbers, but that's what it was.
Well, okay, I'm with Lance in that I think somewhere between 3 and 5 a game I can live with. I don't want us to convert this guy totally to a running back. I don't think you're saying that. I would like to see Kyle Monungai, who everybody praises, including the head coach, and I like him too. That's why I interviewed him before the game.
There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason.
Maybe it's the pass pro, why he's not in there more. But they said they trust him. And I thought that holding call on him was BS. I thought that was fine. And I don't know. Lance, can I ask you, though, with Caleb, what do you think's fixable? And what's perhaps not fixable in the short term? We're in the season now. We can't have a whole off-season mechanical adjustment or anything like that. Like in the near future here, what's actually fixable versus what will probably linger throughout the season?
Well, we're talking about the number 1 pick, right? Everything should be fixable. If we're talking about the number 1 pick, everything should be fixable. And I don't know if it is, as we're talking about the snap count. The one thing that he's been consistent with is inaccuracy. And that's bothersome because even last year there were players that were wide open that if he completes these or put the ball in a range where they can give them a chance. He put the ball in an area where Cole Kmet could jump up and use a one hand to catch it, and he did it. Put the ball in an area where your receivers can catch it, and it completely changes the face of these games. Now we're talking about a Bears win. That's what the number 1 pick's supposed to be able to do.
Yeah, and I know I keep bringing this up, but the most alarming throw to me, it wasn't necessarily the 140-mile-an-hour fastballs that went a little high and sailed. that play on that second to last drive where DJ Moore is open for what seemed like 7 seconds. I know it wasn't actually 7 seconds, but that's just like he was open. To have that ball land out of bounds, it just can't happen.
So far off the mark.
A receiver can't catch a ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
If they do, it's incomplete. So you have to keep the ball in the field of play, especially when your receiver's wide ass open.
Okay, so somebody
Is it a depth perception issue?
Okay, there's one guess. That's what I want to ask. What is it? Because I get like you didn't have to play on script in college, and you were that talented to get away, and you have a rocket arm, and that is why.
You had Jordan Addison,
and you had a lot of talent. So guys are getting open, and all these things, and you're the consensus number one because you have skill sets that I don't know, 3 quarterbacks, 4 quarterbacks, 5 quarterbacks in the NFL have. I get all of that. What I don't understand is, as a Heisman Trophy winner and everything yet, how is this because nobody was talking about accuracy issues coming into the NFL. So is it because the game is sped up so much for him? Or is this a comfort level that he's going to sit in? I'm having a hard time understanding that part of what's going on right now.
But all that's probably part of the evaluation process too. You know, if we're going to find a game that we're going to say, okay, in college, where was a game where he was off the mark? All right, let's look at the Notre Dame game. All right, he looked terrible against Notre Dame. All right, that was a team that pressured him. You know, they got after it. They challenged him down the field, in the box. He was off the mark. You know, so let's start looking at his toughest games and see how accurate or how off the mark he is. And now we have to start raising some questions about, okay, if this is the number 1 pick, here are the question marks that are going to go into this. You know, and I don't know if there were enough people. I know there were people that said, you know, he had some issues here or there. Some were off the field, you know, the fingernails and the interviews and all that stuff. But, you know, when you turn on the tape, I don't care about fingernails. I don't care about these interviews or any of that stuff. If you're number 1 pick worthy, you're number 1 pick worthy. Turn on the tape and show me. You know, you don't show me your highlights. Show me your games. And in the games, I need to see how you respond to the toughest opponents more so than the weakest opponents.
So you're saying you're not all that surprised at what's going on right now. Am I hearing that right?
I watched Caleb from his very first start at Oklahoma. I was sitting in Colorado, Southern Colorado.
That was a fun game.
Yep. You know what I mean? I watched the whole deal and continued to watch his career. And I'm not saying he's not a talented player, but the things that we're seeing, I've seen before.
Want to follow up on that, or are you like?
I don't disagree.
You've been on Caleb train for a long time,
right? But it's and I probably did the same mistakes. We don't know how this ends, right? Obviously, but it's easy to fall in love with the flashes, no matter what player we're talking about. Whether we're talking about Dominique Robinson maybe being a good defensive end,
right?
Because he set Trey Lance. That was sweet.
You know,
he got his arm on him.
Yeah,
threw him down.
You want to fall in love with the highlights, always, and I think GMs do that too. I think what's frustrating about Caleb, and you even saw it last night, is there are examples of him playing on time, and we saw it in the preseason too in that Bills game. But then the next game against the Chiefs, when it's the starters, it didn't look the same. And so I am far from being like, oh, this is over, set in stone, it's not going to click. But this does appear like it's got to be more of the Josh Allen timeline, and that's the rarity. Josh Allen's the exception, and that it didn't.
No doubt.
Took 3 years, and then it actually did click. Usually once you're in year 3, even in the good case scenarios, it's like Trevor Lawrence, who's good enough to get that second contract, still the starter, not really being pressured to not be the starter, but also is obviously not at the same level of Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson at this point. So I don't know. I know that didn't really answer the question, but it's hard to figure out how this gets fixed and how fast it can be fixed.
Right, and then are we in a year of development and all these things? Because look, you got a brand new head coach who's not talking about wins. He's talking about playing better in December and January and laying a foundation.
But he did say last week there's no reason we can't win now.
Of course not. Listen, no one's punting on the season. I'm sure Ben's not. And
I'd argue there's no reason you should be blowing a 17-6 lead when you have.
Which is
that's part of the mastery of Ben Johnson. You know, he's got to figure out how to tailor this offense so that he can get the most out of Caleb.
It's also a very interesting line going to Detroit. I would think the Bears would almost be, and I know Detroit sucked in week 1, but I would have thought maybe a 7-point underdog. Bears are 4-point underdog here, which means to me that means that the line, the money's going to be on Detroit, which fade the public all the time. Just that line itself makes me think that maybe we're going to have a big jump from week 1 to week 2. No, I'm jumping ahead to later in the week. So let's jump back. We have the grades. The professor has been working hard overnight. He had to stay up till 2:30 with Greg Braggs doing brick by brick, but then he got his rest, and the glasses are about to come on. So we'll
No
do
doubt about it.
We got Lance's grades coming on back here in 2 minutes.
Hey, coaches, listen up. Even you, Ben Johnson. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. It is simple. You just create a profile, you upload your background check, and boom, you're in. Then just $50 a month or $500 for the whole year. Athletes of all ages and all sports can find you directly. And here's the best part. Eye on the Ball doesn't mess with your schedule, your payments, or your business. You're in full control. They're just connecting you with athletes who are already looking for a coach just like you. So if you're ready to grow your coaching business and reach more athletes, go check it out right now, eyeontheball.net. And also, athletes works the same way. If you're looking for a coach, go check it out, eyeontheball.net. Use the app. Find the next coach that you need to work with. Don't wait. The athletes are already there looking for you, coaches. Check it out, eyeontheball.net.
And the worst part of everyone's year is when you're paying your property taxes. That's just not a good day. But I'm going to make it better for you. We're going to make it better for you with our friends at Ownwell. If you're living in Cook County, you made a good investment. Prices keep going up. Good job. But you don't want to pay the property taxes, which also keep going up. And Ownwell is going to save you money, and it's not going to cost you anything. Ownwell has a 25% contingency fee, meaning you only pay if your property taxes are reduced. So you want to put property tax money back in your pocket. 86% of Ownwell customers receive a reduction. Do you hear that? 86%. That's a lot. That's a good number right there. And on average, it's not $5. It's not $500. It's $1,102. So listen. We're helping you out here. Save money on your Cook County property taxes with Ownwell. Sign up in less than 3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes. Start your appeal today. Ownwell.com/cook. That's OWNWELL.com/cook. All right. We got grades coming up in a second. Lance has got the thing, but I forgot that we got to remind people we've got a whole new YouTube membership option, right, Steven?
Yeah, we've got 2 options. We have our MVP package that comes with emojis that only you could use, members-only posts, polls, priority comments, and then we also have our Hall of Fame membership. That includes everything I just mentioned, plus member-only videos, some behind-the-scenes access, and then we also will shout you out. And right now, if I get just one person to sign up to become one of our members, I will drop a Carmonica emoji that you could use in our chat.
Harmonica emoji? I thought Jake threw that off the balcony.
He did, and then I recovered it, and it was dented, but I got it reworked. You will not kill the Carmonica.
Dented Carmonica?
One thing I want to mention, though, is if you are watching on mobile, you will not see the option to become a member. I have a link pinned in the chat. You could click that to become a member. Guy Finley here, he's got his badge next to his name. He's using the CHGO claw. So, I mean, that's just an example. You could see it differently on YouTube than you can on our screen, unfortunately. But in our chat, you could see he's using the claw.
Kevin Kaduk's got a bunch of meatballs, it looks like.
That's right.
Okay. Nice.
Well, that's good work by Kevin. And, hey, listen, we're just raising the bar here at all moments. Thank you.
Standards are standard.
That's right. Yeah. Follow Steven's lead.
Well, I've been waiting all morning for the professor's grades.
Right. Let's go.
Well, let's get to it.
We have the special moment in time that set it up. Here they are. The moment we've all been waiting for. Lance Briggs, the professor's grades.
Yes, the professor is back. I would put no B+. There's no way. That is the lowest grade I've given this year. Well, those low grades continue, guys. The professor's back, and he's not happy. Okay? So let's get right to it. Listen, offensively, a D. I think the first half production, it really saved this grade, but the kind of the fallout toward the end, I think it was only warranted.
No argument here. You can't go from the start of the game to the end of the game and not have a touchdown.
Yep.
You gotta have more rhythm, more momentum, do something, especially coming out of halftime, like I mentioned before. I can't argue with that one.
You go back to last year too, and there's all this talk about 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, and that's all. It's fair to a point that look, in the situation of last year, the dude didn't exactly have a bad season. There was a million things going on that was not supporting him. Also, though, the Bears just didn't score enough points. They were 28th in the NFL in putting up points. So the offense, on a very basic level, just did not score enough last night. Period. End of story.
Yep.
Story of the Bears. Story of the Bears. Well, let's tell the defense. There's another crazy grade. Another D.
Oh.
Another D. And listen, guys, I'm always going to be harder on the defense than I am any other unit. And when you're up by 3 points, when you're up by 7 points, no matter what it is, protect that. Protect it. It is not your job to go out and be the offense. Okay, it's your job to go out and stop that offense. Your opponent, you can take the ball away, you can score, and we didn't do that in the critical situations. We didn't win the critical situations, and that's why this is a D.
Okay, let me pick this apart a little bit. What did you think of the linebacker play? What did you think of Noah Sewell specifically?
I thought Noah Sewell had an amazing game. I thought he had a great game. Obviously the one drawback is man-to-man coverage is not his forte.
Okay.
All right. We saw a lot of different things. We saw him punch the ball out. We saw him flying sideline to sideline. He made a lot of tackles. He filled gaps. He played behind the line of scrimmage. He just didn't do so well in man-to-man coverage, and that just happened to be in the end zone. So things for him, I think we can be. There's lots to build on from him, but it's also from an opponent standpoint. That's where we need to attack him if we see him on the field.
I still think that should have been a forced fumble, too. I keep watching it. I don't understand. I don't see where he touched him down. He just punched the ball out.
Yeah.
That should have. I don't mind the challenge at all. I think it was a good challenge by
Right.
Ben Johnson. It's a huge play in the game, and I would love a better explanation instead of whatever rules analyst was on that thing last night talking about, like, if you're allowed to punch. I don't even know what the hell they were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
None of it made sense.
Can we go to the D-line real quick before we move on? I was in my rewatch today. I was watching a lot of 98s. I was trying to figure out if he's having the impact that you would want him to have. Obviously, didn't get to the quarterback last night. What are you seeing from Montez Sweat? Are you noticing him? Have you thought about him?
I'll tell you what I saw from that group.
Okay.
Because he's included in that group. I thought they collapsed the pocket well.
Okay.
Obviously they has 3 sacks, but I thought they collapsed the pocket and for a quarterback like JJ, they made him look like a rookie for most of that game. I think there's a standard for him, and the problem with him is he's not reaching that standard right now. We expect him to be a guy that's going to get at least 1 or 2 sacks, or 1.5, 1 and 2 sacks a game, and we're not seeing that type of production.
Right.
So now all eyes are on him, and when we see him, a lot of times he's taking a guy on flush, and he's driving him back to the quarterback. We're not seeing enough of him playing half a man on the edge and working a move and getting past the guy. So it's I wonder if that's what's being asked of you, or
I think I'm putting you in a bad spot, and I'm Pogo, so I'll add you into this. Does he look like a player to you that is in shape? Is anybody noticing this other than me? He does not look in shape to me.
Well, the only thing I'll say about that is I don't know about shape, but he looks healthier to me than he was last year. Because like last year we went in the season and we kind of knew he had missed time in training camp. Now, the Matt Eberflus standard for missing days in camp was way different than this standard. These guys were clearly playing through stuff more, whereas Matt Eberflus, if you got like a rug burn on your knee, you miss 3 weeks.
you got to take off.
Yeah, you just bring it back for week 1. But no, he really was dealing with some stuff last year, and I think he's healthy now. So I can't pin it on that. I would like to know, though, to your point, what you just brought up, why we're not seeing a little bit more wiggle and a little bit more juice to get either around the edge or back inside and actually get past some of these guys, because I'm seeing what you're seeing where he's just like –
he's setting the edge. That's about it.
You're setting the edge and you're getting some
you're
pushback, which is
getting
good,
total pushback.
but it's not great.
Right.
You're getting paid to get there.
There's a standard for him.
Yeah.
And nobody's seeing the standard right now. That's all.
Yeah. All right, here, let's pause there in the middle of this situation. Maybe we'll touch on Dio too, because I think everybody wants us to look at Dio in a positive way today, and we need some positivity around here. All right, the second half of Lance's grades are coming in 2 minutes. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's right. It's the world's most popular Monster Jam trucks. I think Lance Briggs is going to drive one of these this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
The best drivers in the world are roaring into Allstate Arena this coming weekend, September 12th to the 14th. It's nonstop excitement. It's graffiti-defying stunts. I can't even speak. It's heart-pounding races. It's plenty of big air. Monster Jam. Racing, two-wheel skills, everyone's favorite. That's the freestyle. Oh, you should be in there dominating. That's my business.
I've actually been to this, and I would die immediately, probably. These guys are way better at it.
Well, you're in a better spot then. Get ready to cheer and be amazed as the massive Monster Jam trucks and world champion drivers take over Rosemont for the weekend. Tickets are on sale now. www.monsterjam.com. One more time. www.monsterjam.com this weekend, the 12th to the 14th.
Great family event. Bring your kids. They'll love it. Wear your Shady Rays on the way to Monster Jam.
Yeah.
And then in case you drop them and they get run over by a
monster
truck, Shady Rays will just send you a new pair, because that's what they do. You don't want to leave your sunglasses on the ground where you get step on them, like my son always does.
You might high-five a Monster Jam fan and he'll just break your sunglasses.
Right.
And be like, dude, I don't even have to be mad at you because Shady Rays is going to hook you up.
No, Shady Rays changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, not stupidly expensive. And again, the wild part, if you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays is going to send you a brand new pair. No questions asked, no guilt trip, just replacements. So now you can wear your sunglasses without fear on hikes at Monster Jam, wherever you go. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use that code CHGO. 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The Shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
All right. Part 2. We'll make you work hard today, Professor. Where are we at?
We're at special teams, guys, and the professor's not going to pull any punches. It's an F. It's an F. All right? Special teams did not help. Very well, they did kick one field goal. We did kick one field goal, all right? But didn't help a lot with getting the punt blocked, all right? That's huge. Cairo also missed a field goal, and, you know, when you talk about a game that you lost by 3 points, that's a big deal.
So are you more worried about the punter, the kicker, or the overall unit? If you had to –
The kicker.
The kicker.
The kicker right now. I mean, we had a situation where we have one timeout. We have a 2 minute warning, and we need the kicker to kick the ball out of the end zone. And he kicks it 5 yards into the end zone. They return it. We lose an opportunity to get that 2 minute warning.
Yeah.
So I was actually just double checking this right now because I thought about this morning.
Yes, Mr. Special
Do you guys
Teams.
remember the kickoff right before halftime? It was actually Will Reichert, the Vikings kicker. Yes, okay, so this was the same exact direction. So the Vikings actually had a similar situation right before halftime where it actually made sense for them to get a touchback because there really wasn't any time left on the clock. So if you give them the ball at the 35, it doesn't matter. And Will Reichert, the Vikings kicker, same thing. You could actually see his body language the second he kicked it. He was mad at himself because he didn't get enough of it. And Luther Burden,
they took that thing back.
He had a big return.
Yep.
I don't remember the exact yardage, 44 yards, I think.
He was right around midfield.
You're coming back the other way. Now the clock ran out, so it didn't matter. But the reason why that popped in my head, now they're obviously different kickers, leg strength's different and everything, but I wasn't in the stadium last night. I don't know what the wind situation was, but I wonder if that should have been in your head too as your head coach being like, hey, earlier in the game, the Vikings tried to have a touchback go that way, and they couldn't get it done. So should we just be kicking this ball out of bounds? Mm-hmm. I have a feeling Ben Johnson, he's going to talk later today. That's got to be addressed. That's got to be it can't just be about whether or not you should have onside kicked it. It's got to be what are your other options there to avoid, because you could not have a return.
Correct.
Under any circumstance.
Correct. That's I mean, shoot, you got to Cairo, can you kick it out of the end zone? No, coach.
Right.
Well, what if he said yes though? Then it's on him, right?
Then it's on him.
Yeah.
There's a reminder too on the Cairo thing. The Bears made a pretty significant bet on Cairo. I mean, they extended him for 4 years at roughly $16 million. He signed through 2027. He ain't getting any younger. I mean, Cairo is 33 years old. He's gonna be.
Yeah, but for a kicker, that's the type of logic where they got rid of Robbie Gould too soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't Robbie like
Kickers,
32 when they did that? And it was like, okay, he's not done.
It's different. Yeah, that's different.
Okay.
Now, if your argument is all these other teams seem to have flashy kickers these days that can kick it 70 yards.
He ain't going to start booming it anytime
and you don't have that. We see it every single week.
I mean, his numbers from 50-plus are more than acceptable. So, but if you're talking about he's more of a, we've all seen it. He gets it in there. His points count the same. It ain't hitting the top of the goalpost. It's crossing the crossbar most of the time. All right, what do we got left?
Coaches.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, fellas. Excuse me. D- for coaching.
Ooh.
And this really starts for me in the very beginning and going forward on fourth down. I just don't think that you have a team right now that's good enough to say this is who we are yet. And everybody who's been in Chicago, we know. Listen, every point is valuable, and it rang true because we lost the game by 3 points.
Yeah, I thought you made a great point on this last night on the post game, because I was kind of mixed on it. I was kind of like, all right, if this is who you want to be, then be it. I appreciate that, but you brought up a great point. That's like, yeah, but you're not good enough to just be going for it on 4th and 3. If it's 4th and 1, maybe that's a little different.
It's a little different.
4th and 3.
Well, it's also like, to me, it's like if it's 4th and 3, same. If it's 4th and 3 at the 46, they're 46, and you want to roll the dice and bet on your defense, I get it. But if it's 4th and 3 at the 31,
you take points.
You take the points. Those are different decisions. I think I'm guessing that's how Ben might start.
And you also the second half it always comes into play. So if they, the Bears kick that field goal, Cairo makes his field goal, and we get the ball in the second half, like we're rolling. You know what I mean? We're talking about let's go ahead and let's drive down, let's score on this opening drive. We're up 2-3 scores now.
Right. It's also the calculus. Hey, we're not going against Patrick Mahomes. We're going against J.J. McCarthy and a Vikings offense that's trying to find itself, at least at that point.
Yeah.
So, and your defense looks pretty damn good, which was maybe the most impressive thing last night, that the defense looked good and you're missing 3 key players.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to ask you about that similar conversation we had earlier about, was it schemed well enough for the players to execute offensively? And I think we all kind of agree there were throws that were open there. Ben scheme guys open. What did you think about how Dennis Allen called the game defensively?
I liked it for the most part. I really liked it. I think he pressed that pocket. I think he pressed the pocket a whole hell of a lot. Some of the run plays where we got gashed, there's guys that are working double teams. They're working up to the second level right now. Those defensive tackles have to fight to stay in those gaps. It's a down hitting play. It's quick hitting play. So as you're getting pushed out and that guy's working up to the second level fast, you've got to retrace. That D tackle's got to retrace and get into that B gap. That's the B gap. If they stay on that double team, the linebacker's got to run through and make that play. So I don't see anything wrong with the call. Execution has more to do with some of the defensive play.
Yeah, Whoop brought up in the middle of the game last night, Javon Dexter, who I thought played pretty well. There was one run they gave up where he was playing peekaboo. He had his guy, and he was like going this way, and he went the wrong way, and the guy went through the other, I think we went through the B gap instead of the A gap then, and they got gashed on that.
What I teach my linebackers at the high school level, but I learned it from the NFL, is whatever you do, just do it fast, because the guys that are behind you, they can read you. Mm-hmm. So if you go to the wrong gap, just don't peek. Just stay in that gap, because as I'm coming down behind you, I see you going the wrong back. I now know exactly what gap to go to. I know where to fit. If you're supposed to hammer a player, meaning you're supposed to keep your outside shoulder open, and you spill it, but you did it fast, I'll make you right. You know, so when you're peeking, now I don't know which way to go, and they're coming downhill. They're going to win.
Yep.
I thought that was, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, I think that was very digestible.
Coach Briggs.
For even.
That was, Coach.
Yeah. Well,
yes, Coach.
Yeah, so, and just on another basic level here, fans are always going, podcasters, whoever, we want to see the Bears, your team, blitz. Go get the quarterback. The amount of aggressiveness that you saw from Dennis last night, I'm
good with it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Listen, I've always been, just because, I played in the cover 2, system, we blitzed. There were seasons where we couldn't get to the quarterback with 4, so we blitzed. We blitzed 35% of the time. It just really depends. So that comes with Dennis Allen. That's who we're going to be. We're going to challenge you right away. So I'm fine with it, especially if we can execute well.
Did Dio jump out at you last night?
Did he? He got a penalty. If he did.
But you were, when we were sitting over there screaming Dio, I don't remember a Lance going nuts for Dio. Oh, Dangbo.
Because he's 55?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a Bear fan, so if he's playing well, then I'm all for it. Okay. Now, he drew 2 penalties. Okay, that's not 55-like. All right, it was a very clean player.
Remember that, Dio. What were we going to get?
I was just going to say that and then maybe this is a little bit of the excuse train, I guess. But what also kind of impressed me about how Dennis Allen called the game last night is, remember, he thought he had Kyler Gordon all week. They practiced with Kyler Gordon all week. He was in the game plan all week, and we know how excited he was to have Kyler Gordon as a chess piece, somebody he could use as a blitzer. And, all due respect to Nick McLeod, even if he can cover and, do his job, he's not Kyler Gordon.
Correct.
And so to lose Kyler Gordon on Sunday, last minute, that's an adjustment. Remember last year with the whole Braxton Jones thing where they thought they were going to have him, and then he reports a concussion the day before the game, and all of a sudden he's out?
Screwed.
Now, that's a little bit worse because it's pass protection, and now you got Karan Amagaji, who's just not ready yet going in there and hasn't practiced all week. But from a game plan perspective, that really sucks when you lose a guy. Like, TJ Edwards is out all week, basically.
Yeah.
You know that going in. He's not practicing. It's different when all of a sudden this guy gets pulled from you at the last minute.
How are you not ready?
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm it's just a question. Like, how are you not ready? I wasn't starting. I didn't start till my 4th game, but I know that I was on the phone with my mom. I'm like, Mom, they give me a chance. I'm taking this thing. Like, I'm taking this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so for you guys for the millions of people that don't get to play professional football, and a guy goes down the day before the game, that is your opportunity to go out and show that you deserved it.
Were you telling Mom, hey, listen, I'm one play away. I'm telling you, one play, they give me this chance. It's
well,
over.
I've told her that. I'm like, Mom, I should be starting. Like, I'm better than this guy. I'm better than him. And, I thought I outplayed him in preseason, but if they give me a shot, I'm going to take it. I'm not very good at special teams, though, Mom, so it's not going to look good if they put
better be good on defense. Yeah. Didn't Lack have a similar story? He didn't start his first game. Was it Barry Minter that he?
Yeah, he was playing Sam, I think.
Yeah.
He was playing Sam, and then they finally moved him over to where.
Okay, you're pretty good.
Yep. We'll keep him here.
All right, we're getting to our overtime hour here. We'll keep it rolling for a second. We got Super Chats, and we want to shout out a very special person to the show who supported us a ton, who's going through a little trying time here. But
why don't you do that now, because we got a minute or so.
I can do that. So our guy Joe Henschel, who has hooked us up down in Indianapolis with different he used to work for the Pacers and has just been overall just a tremendous Bears fan and fan of the show, is on the mend, had a little some heart stuff go on, It's scary stuff, that none of us would want to go through. But he's made it on the other side, and now is in the recovery phase. And Joe, we just want to let you know that we're thinking about you, and we've always appreciated. I've always appreciated how much you've supported us here. So we know you're going to get well, and
Heal up, Joe.
You got this. And I know it can't be too much fun right now too. So just hang in there and know that we're thinking of you over here.
And thanks for reaching out and sharing the news. That was pretty jarring to hear, Joe. But good friend of the show too. And we're thinking about you. And we know you'll get stronger and better every single day here. So we're thinking about you.
Hoge would like to apologize for not being nice to Jim Boylan when we were down there.
Yeah, I still feel bad about that. We didn't
mean it, Jim.
That was a Hoge meatball moment.
We were just having fun, Jim.
Yeah.
That's don't you didn't even know that we were tied to Joe, so don't worry about that.
Hitting overtime here. Probably need to get some supers before we get out, right?
Let's do some supers. Appreciate the support today. I saw a ton coming in here.
Here we go.
Let's Carmzion is here. We'll get to that in a second. I appreciate that.
Look at that. We got a Carms yawn and a resting Hoge face.
Yeah.
Because people can't.
Why'd they catch you like that, Carm?
What happened was
That was on the show.
That literally was on the show.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Wow. At least mine is while George McCaskey's talking.
Yeah. Yours is Carms is just yikes.
What were we doing? We were playing a commercial?
We were playing Ben Johnson audio, and I was trying to rearrange things, and I accidentally clicked off of the graphic that said voice of Ben Johnson, and there you were.
That's right. You accidentally flashed to
Lance, that happened.
And you
that's
were
real.
Mid-yawn. What a moment.
We did. That's not staged. That's real life.
Start with that.
Why don't we start with
reel?
Why don't we start with that? Carm's yawn, $10. Big yawn. Deep breath. Bears Twitter needs to calm down. True on that. Caleb Williams has things to work on. Yes, but some of the misses were him throwing to a spot. Caleb was the NFL's 13th highest rated QB. We're gonna be all right. Carm's yawn, same positive. Lance, you might want to push back on that. I see a little pushback on that face of yours right now.
Listen, I ride with who we have. We just need to make sure that because what you're not understanding about those inaccurate throws is he completes those throws, we win the game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this is not something that he just started doing. He's been doing this since he got here.
I mean,
so
these were key fourth down, third down. Move the chains, keep the lead. As much as I've highlighted the one out of bounds that was late when they were trailing by a lot, that was the most alarming one to me. Yeah. But the other ones were the ones, they're layups.
Yeah.
They're layups, and you got to hit them, especially when it's a crucial money down.
Yeah, and Carmzion, I love you, Carmzion, but I don't know what spot he's throwing to on DJ when he's wide open down the left sideline. The spot should be his chest. I mean,
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not, they're Caleb would tell you he's got to hit that shot all day long.
He did last night in the post game.
So of course, $5 from Samson Goudreau. What's up? What's up, Samson? Gentlemen, the issue is being consistently inconsistent. Nothing different week one, sure, but we've seen this before. Hoping for more, bear down. No one's going to argue with any of that.
Nope.
Jason or Gardenhoser. Let's go to Gardenhoser. What's up, Gardenhoser? Gardenhoser. We better play a full game on Sunday or else we're in trouble. Also, RIP to the Carmonica, which was invented when Carm was born 500 BC. There's no RIP, Gardenhoser.
Yeah, right. Nice.
Thing's living long, damn it.
I really wish Jake had actually thrown it.
I
kind of thought he did in the moment.
Well, let me tell you something. I tried to hold on to the Carmonica, and Jake was like, no, this Carmonica is coming with me. That thing, I mean, that was a real battle on
he brought it back to you, though.
He did.
You better watch out. He might still come. He's here today.
He's here and lurking, so you never know. Jason and Michelle, $5. Please tell me one thing Caleb did that Fields couldn't have done better last night. QB1 is greater than 18 so far. When will you start to see that? When will you start to, I think you want to say that Caleb Williams is a bust. Go ahead. What did you say? Over it?
Over it.
Yeah.
We turned the page on that. I'm obviously gonna root for Justin and at the Jets, but Bears are more important. 7 days a week, Bears are more important than what's going on over here.
And shout out to Justin, played a great game on Sunday.
Absolutely, great for him.
Yeah, let's give him his props. You want to take it from here? Want to get some in?
Sure. Jason and Michelle, another $5 here. I also don't think Caleb has the locker room. When he's knocked down, I don't see the team rushing to help him up. Bagent is the player's choice, in my opinion.
We don't know that.
That's true. I don't know.
We don't know that, but it is worth paying attention to.
I saw him getting helped up.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that as a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that the help up part that's not accurate. I do wonder, like, look, these guys have just listen. I saw it in the chat earlier, and it's a fact. They're 1-11 in his last 10 starts. Like, at some point, people always are looking for someone to blame. So you do it. It's a fair wonder, like, where's the locker room at right now? But I would assume they're still right there with Caleb.
Tough draw against the Lions on the road this week.
Yeah.
Brisker did not disappear. He had some hits that we were actually like, whoa, is he going to get up from this? Is he going to get up from this? But he did a good job of using his shoulder, more of his shoulder, and a healthy Brisker makes me happy as a Chicago Bear fan, because that's the biggest concern for us is not having him on the field. We're a different defense without him.
Yeah, they definitely need him. Bro Delicious with a $2 super there.
Thank you, Bro Delicious. You're the best. Did you think he played exactly the same? Or I thought there was like a little bit of a slight different Jaquan Brisker.
Sometimes opportunities that present themselves or don't, and how it presents itself. It's hard. That's hard to say too, especially with Kyler Gordon not being there. And there were some times where I thought maybe the safety was supposed to fit in that run gap, but I honestly didn't see, like, we didn't hear his name a lot. But I thought when the play was called for him to make the play, I thought he did what he was supposed to.
Right. Stay healthy, Jaquan.
Yeah, and I'll just say, look, you play like you practice, and he's out there on the practice field. When they were open to us, he looked like the same old Jaquan Brisker.
Maniac.
Yeah, so I don't.
Energy's real. 3 pepperonis, $20. Thank you, 3 pepperonis. Gents, it's your, quote, job. I don't know how you do it. Terrible quarterback play? Yep. Outcoached and mismanaging the clock? Yep. My 11-year-old asked me if Cairo was going to kick it out of bounds. Sigh. Thank you from all of us for being here. This is the greatest job ever, the 3 pepperonis. No one's complaining.
Now I want some pepperoni.
But we do want some pepperoni, and we would – I will say for a minute there last night when it was obvious where this thing was about to end, I'm like, we really could have used a win last night. Can we, like, and now, you got to go up to Detroit and get it done. Long season, but we can't be giving away games. And last night felt like a giveaway.
The room felt
heavy.
like there was a lot of hope there. You know, it felt like, okay, this is going in the right direction. There were a lot of cheers. And then, obviously, the fourth quarter happened. But, listen, man, I want to stay as positive as I possibly can about this season and hope that we finish out. Let's finish out Detroit and start one game at a time again and go from there.
There you go.
And even if they don't, it's a long season. I mean,
oh, shit.
Sometimes that's a bad thing when you lose 10 games in a row. But, sometimes it turns around.
And we figure it out.
Yeah. Not usually for the Bears, but, sometimes it happens. It happened to Ben Johnson in Detroit.
Yeah.
We got Ben. The season's already a success. Let him win some games, but this is going to end better than it's ended.
Hey, I asked for this. I wanted to say how I did say that I wanted to see how Ben Johnson handles a loss, and this was a tough loss.
Yep.
So now we're going to get to see it right away on a quick week turnaround. He's got a 4:00 Zoom call here in a little bit. They'll be right back at it tomorrow. Caleb's talking tomorrow, and they'll move right on to Detroit. Hey, Joseph Sangiovanni with 10 Swiss francs here. Have Caleb wear a wristband play sheet. Ben just gave him a number. Oh, Ben just give him a number. Also, Dennis Allen, you are allowed to blitz. Basically, a rookie quarterback should have put a ton of pressure on him.
3 sacks.
That wristband thing is interesting. Just I do wonder with all the pre-snap issues if they start to do something a little bit different.
He had the wristband last year, and
maybe the wristband's not the answer, but there's got to be some.
There it is.
There's got to be some level of something that's not working right now that they can come to where it runs smoothly. They have to figure that out. You can't do what they're doing. It's got to get better, or else it's just not going to work, and that would be horrible. They got to figure something out. End of the day.
Jason and Michelle became a YouTube member.
You get a harmonica for that, baby. Harmonica celebration.
Yeah.
Way to go, Jason and Michelle. Don't worry, I won't give one for Brags in the Stands. It's coming up.
Del Pope, $5. The kick is getting too much attention. JJ would have gotten a first down if needed. They were moving at will. Difference was quarterback play. Simple. I mean, we don't know. Yeah.
He did get better, and we got worse. That's fine.
Brags in the Stands, $5. I have lashed out at 6 people today. I've eaten enough entire bag of cereal.
Great English, as always.
I haven't showered. I am dead inside.
You know, Gregory put a lot into it last night.
He was.
I mean, from the first play of the game, he's just, he's on the edge of his seat. He's telling everybody how Caleb's going through his progressions.
Yep.
He's fired up every second after working all day with the tailgate. Then after the pick 6, I thought he literally could fly off the balcony, and with how light he was feeling. And then that's what happens when you have a binge night of drinking. You end up dead the next day, and then Bragg's is dead.
His walk progressively got worse and worse throughout the night, too.
Yeah, you noticed that?
I noticed that. Yeah.
He tried to kick set that one time. I don't know if you saw that. And I thought he was going straight into the ping pong table.
What time did you guys walk out of here last night, roughly?
2 o'clock.
Did you give him a hug on the way out, and to make sure he was going to be okay, or did you just let him be?
Pounded it. We pounded it.
Okay. All right. At least he's alive.
He's alive.
You're all right, Greggy. You've been
He's
down
not
this road
alive
before.
inside, but outside he is. Kevin Carlson, $20. It's just wild. If the Bears won and everything else stayed the same besides the final score, we all would be talking about the negatives just in a way different light. It hurts, and time for Sunday.
True story. We would have pointed out a ton of the good, and then here's the bad.
Yeah. Quasi Mondus.
Mendus.
I don't know, $20. Bears let bad calls take the wind out of their sails too much. The refs aren't really afraid of screwing over the Bears. We need a Dan Campbell versus Cowboys ref moment so the refs don't view the team as pushovers. For those interested in blaming the refs, I did do that on Hogan Johns this morning, so
That's deep.
you can go back and
Good
check
job.
that out.
I thought that Ben showed some ref camaraderie at one point. He was having a nice conversation, but we haven't seen him screaming.
I
at
think
ref
Ben
yet.
Johnson's got a fuse that we'll see
Oh,
get
yeah,
lit at some point.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. It's coming.
Up-tempo David, $5. Johnson was way too pass-happy early. Play action didn't play a role later on because of it.
I think to what Ben said about rhythm in the run game, he would have run it more if the rhythm was there. But the rhythm is gonna
Let the rhythm
get
take
you.
you.
Rhythm's gonna get you. I'm gonna get you tonight.
Carm finally has somebody to sing with.
Yeah, I mean,
I got
that's
you,
the era right here.
right, yeah.
That's the era. Y'all, all you youth out there.
You're your own era.
Yeah.
See, you should be playing the harmonica while he's singing.
That music was too good. I couldn't even harmonica
Yeah,
root
you're
it.
right.
You guys
Yeah,
aren't
you're right.
as much rhythm as the run game was last night.
It's true.
All right, Joseph San Giovanni, 10 Swiss francs. Love the show. Thanks, guys. Let's go get a win this week. And Brendan Henderson, $10. If you told me before the game we had 12 penalties for 127 yards, Jalen Edwards, Gordon out, underperforming special teams, I tell you we lose. Caleb didn't win it, but he didn't lose it either.
He was part
He
of
was a
some
full
of those.
participant.
Yeah.
I think that noise sums it all
Full
up.
participant.
Yeah.
He was right in the thick of all that right there. So come on.
I
We
can
will
buy
cut-
that a little bit. He had the opportunities to go win it and clinch it, but he didn't necessarily blow it.
Everybody had a hand in it.
Yeah,
No,
everybody.
we're not singling him out. And by the way, if they go to Detroit and put up 30 and he plays great, we will dance you prop him up to the moon.
He didn't cover anybody man-to-man coverage and got beat to the end zone. That wasn't his job.
All right, guys, I'll go fix the special teams this week. We'll
Please
see if
do.
we can make some field goals and, I don't know, get a punt off.
All right. As far as the Ben talk today at 4, we'll hit that on tomorrow's show.
We're going to have a later show tomorrow, 3 o'clock. I'm informing you all of this for the first time.
3 o'clock.
Adjust your schedules accordingly. Caleb Williams talks at 2. We got to hear from the quarterback. We got to know what's going on.
3 o'clock right here?
You and Greg will be right here. I'll be at House Hall.
3 o'clock, me and Greg right here.
You hear that, Greg?
You got...
Please spend a $10 super chat to acknowledge what I just told you.
Resuscitate your dead body.
Yeah.
You've got 24 hours and 45 minutes to get in the right mindset. Don't come in here tomorrow dead. I expect positivity, damn it. We are moving forward.
He'll have Caleb back in the Pro Bowl by 3 o'clock tomorrow.
There we go. Well, that's good. Let's do that. Hey, thank you for watching today. Lance, it's amazing to be back with you on Mondays or Tuesdays, whatever the hell today is. That was awesome. Stephen, thank you for producing. Emma, phenomenal job last night today. Carm's notes are going to be, we're going to film that coming up here, so that'll be popping up on Twitter. Maybe we'll do it after after Ben talks today for a little extra edition. Are you here that late? Maybe not. We don't need to do that right now.
Don't lose that thing tonight, Carm. Softball trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Championship is tonight.
Yeah, no.
Carm's going for the three-peat.
Listen, somebody in this town's got to win something. So, so right here, three-peat tonight is on the line. We're taking on the Reader. They don't like us. No one in the league likes us. That's partly our problem. We created that. But hey, we're you know, it was funny. The commish said to me today, "Hey, you gonna bring the trophy back? I haven't seen it in a year." Yeah, I'll bring it back for a day, and that's coming right back here tomorrow. So we're planning on winning tonight. I am in the lineup. So come on out to Mozart Park if you want to see some softball tonight. Big game.
Don't lose it. You got to win it for Kevin.
We do have to win it for Kevin. The store, R.I.P. Kevin, we miss you. But yeah, that's 8 o'clock tonight. And yeah.
Sounds fun. Braggs' last two messages are, I quit and watch After Dark tonight. So
there's After Dark tonight too.
Yeah.
Phil, TTNL, you were super nice at the tailgate. Appreciate you. I didn't shout at anybody from the tailgate. Apparently that'll be tomorrow. All right.
All right, guys.
See you
Have
later.
a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.